Okay, I'm going to do a walkthrough of my 1964 Ford Fairlane. I've had it for about 5 years. I bought it from a man out in Wyoming. I'll start here in the front. The front end here, not many issues like the front end here, but you can see here, I don't know what had happened. I got the car like this. There's a dent there. And I never tried to knock it or anything backward. So the grill's in good shape. The bumper has a little bit of chrome. There's some scratching on this side. Furthermore, I didn't polish it with chrome, but there's just a little bit of rust on the bumper. Most of that come out. I didn't really do a lot of wax. I did wash the car off, but I wanted to see the surface. I wanted you to be able to see the surface of the car and everything here. Over here, as you can see though, there's a little bit of an offset. I don't know if the person who had it before me had hit something or bumped something. So the bumper's a little bit bent. But that's the front end there. Well, I'll finish off with the engine. And so now onto the side here, you can see it's just cosmetic dents and scratches and everything. It's pretty much all over the car. Nothing terrible as far as rust. These tires will need replaced on the front, and that's because down here I need to replace the center link. I did both tie rod ends not long ago, but the center link in here needs to be replaced. The part's about $200, and that's why there's some play in the steering. Also, some of these bushings and things should be done, like here. I drive it every day. It's able to be driven, but that would need to be done pretty soon. I think for inspection this year, that center link would need to be changed. I don't know if they'd give trouble in the bushings, but also the front shocks could probably be changed as well. Now, working our way back, let me hit the roof here. The seal, I don't have any problems with the seal in the front window. I do have the original blades back here that you can get the replacement rubber for. I didn't buy the rubber though, but these I shaved, and they're really nice compared to the new blades that break. Those things are really durable. Okay, so as for this side of the car, that's there. Here we have a rust issue. When I got the car, there really wasn't any rust. It came from Wyoming, and I've driven it for about 4 winters. And I jumped underneath the car and did painted and scrubbed off any sort of rust I found. The undercarriage is not really, I don't have any rusty issues in other parts of the car. But I do around the fenders. Here I had an issue. It was rusted. I broke it out and I rinsed it out and I stuffed it with fiberglass. But it should be sanded down and refilled and just sanded real nice. But I didn't really finish this job off. I just sort of maintained it, sort of. And there you have some rust. Here's that one, I don't know. That was there when I had the car too. It looks like there's some sort of a ding. And as you go up this way, you can see different things that are along the door here. Scratches and so on and so forth. That's pretty much the car is pretty much that way. Over here, as we get around here, in here I don't have any rust. This was all had paint on it since I had it up in here. When we get around back here, the tires in the rear have good tread. They were snow tires, but the beads have been removed. But they have plenty of wear on them there. The rear fenders, I did have rusting issues. I had broken in all here and cleaned it out with acetone and scrubbed it out, and then packed it with fiberglass, and then I put fiberglass over and I sanded it down, but I didn't put the work and time in to really finish up the rear fender nice. So that would need to be redone. Let me show you this side of that fender. If we come in here, you can see that there was a hole here, and I had stuffed it with that fiberglass matting and tried just to seal it off from water. Under here in the undercarriage, there just really isn't any rust or support problems. The frame is solid. Haven't had any issues. As far as the frame is, I don't have any rusting to speak of in those areas. It was always covered with paint, and I kept after it. The only places with the rusting is going to be here in this back rear fender and when we get around the other side. Okay, then the rear bumper, there's a dent right here, and so that's not perfect either, but it's pretty clean. And here's another ding and another ding. These dings all came, I drive the car really slow, never raced it or did anything or burnt the tires or anything. I was just driving the car pretty slow, but these dings and all came on there, so I didn't have any accidents or anything since I've had the vehicle. Back here on the back, I've been getting, if I go through a car wash, I'll get some water in here, but this is all sealed. I don't have problems up there. It's just when I go through the car wash, I'll get some in there. And working our way back this way, I did put a new tank on. That's all going to be in the description. I'm not gonna, hope I don't miss anything, but I replaced this tank. This tank's not very old, it's only a few years old. The original tank that was on there was leaking. It looked like it had been patched, so I put in a new tank a few years ago. In the rear of the car, I can't think of anything to speak of back here. I just changed the dimmer switch for the rear tail lights. Come around this way. Alright, so here we got this bumper back here. Not bumper, but this fender. Here we got some more cosmetic flaws. That's throughout the car, and here in the corner on the roof you can see scratches, little ones here and there. And over here, now let's go over here. So here we got another issue with rust. This one was, this fender was pretty bad. The line was still there, but I did have a lot of rust in there. And so I opened it up and I swished it out and I scrubbed it out and I filled it with fiberglass, but yet I didn't go back and really do the job very well. It needs to be done to seal off that water. But it's not terribly wrong. Here's some surface rust. That's in just a bit. But on the other side of this one, this would be the worst spot for the rusting that I've had here.